Stay tuned for the last minute mark as I make a little prediction for the Nintendo Direct tomorrow and a little nostalgia that most of you probably forgot. I am Maestro Drake, and Henry Cavill gonna be a dad. Oh, that's wonderful, right? I have no idea. Henry Cavill preps to be the first-time dad in Father's Day post. Any tips? None, but I tip my hat to you. Like we think of Hollywood stars as making their movies, web series, uh, maybe video games, definitely TV shows and subscription services shows, right? So we don't think of them doing podcasts so much. Podcasts, or even with what is it? YouTube, right? We're on the YouTube. We're on the YouTube. We're looking at Talkville. I like Talkville. I think it's great. I think Talkville is, probably the greatest celebrity talk show. Of course, Michael Rosenbaum has the other show. Yeah, but here we have Inside of You. Now, Inside of You had a very awkward start. Of course, Tom Welling was on that, and you had Tom Welling. You have different various actors, voice actors, TV actors, movie actors, commercial actors, all kinds, right? But do you remember now? You remember, right? At the beginning, anybody who had followed Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast, saw that at the very beginning he had kind of more flakier behavior than before, right? When he started out, like he started out in sort of like it was like an attic, right? Like the upper room, right? The attic in the house. He had a different producer, I think, at the time, different person like doing the technical stuff. And right after he did like a handful of episodes, he did a like quote unquote final post and said, "Yeah, guys, I'm not doing this anymore. We're gonna do a different format. I think it's better that that my guests come on by audio only. So we're gonna do iTunes, okay? So stay tuned for more coming up, more updates about that. So we're gonna take a new direction for the Inside of You podcast. Okay, stay tuned. iTunes, right?" And people were like, "What the fuck?" So he was gone. So I think he was trying to get a TV cable deal for his shows to be on a cable show. I don't think it didn't pan through, and so therefore he went back to the YouTube format. But that took a while. Yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes. This is where Michael Cudlitz, good old John Cooper from Southland, the Lex Luthors unite right here. I can't wait for season 4 just because I know he's gonna be boss. He's gonna be he better be badass. They better not have nerfed his character for this final season because James Gunn's taking over all this. But yeah, this I'm looking forward to that. So this is a cool episode. There's a lot of great episodes. And as of this recording, I just discovered that Cam Clark is the latest guest on Tuned In. So yeah, this is a Tuned In. This is a voiceover. Well, we're voice actors podcast. All these different people. Tamura Morrison. I wonder if Kevin Michael Richardson is in here. Maybe, maybe not. Kevin Michael Richardson could be in here. I know Tara Strong was in here. Tara Strong did have her own podcast show. She dropped that like a bad habit. Maybe you shouldn't be too political. I mean, I guess if you want to cheat on your husband with a dirty old man like Mr. Joe Biden, I guess. So that's a whole other topic. But yeah, this is a good show. But Cam Clark, yeah. I remember that character. Oh, yeah, it's baby Leonardo. But what is it, that bear from Eek the Cat? Remember that? There was 4 bears. Oh, look, there's the professor. Can't you see he's waving at the professor's on fire? It's one of those shows that Eek the Cat's watching. It's funny. Of course, he was like a Liquid Snake. Yeah, all these different things. Yeah, great. Cam Clark's had a big old history with Hollywood. I think his mom did like, what is it, dance, like TV dance number things. Like, I don't know. Everybody has a Hollywood connection there. So there's one in particular that bothers me. Now, one could argue that maybe they did everything they possibly could. This is the Shuttle Pod show. You had different people, Erica De La Rosa. You had you had the producers, showrunners, and then you had the talents or the actors. Only 98 videos. Michael Rosenbaum's done more. Michael Rosenbaum, Inside of You, he always updates his stuff. And Talkville. Talkville's on a little hiatus because they just finished season 4. They're going to go on to season 5 reviews for the end of July. Oh, we can't wait for season 5. The only episode I never saw, well, I only saw the last 10 minutes of was the one with John Schneider. You know which one. Oh my God, that's what an episode. Anyway, going back to Star Trek Enterprise and not the other prequel. The problem I had with this show, because you had Dominic Keating and you had Connor Trinneer, and by the way, much love and respect to Linda Park. Her son just turned 6 years old. Congratulations to her. I told her to suggest a certain cartoon, which I will reveal at the last minute mark. There's her son in the background. So, yeah, this show lasted as long, you could argue, as it possibly could. Actors in general can be flaky people. Is it good or is it bad? You know, you can only juggle so much. You can only have a regular life of getting jobs, getting gigs, as they say, getting booked for a TV show, getting booked for uh, a talk show appearance, promoting something, getting booked for movies, getting booked for web series, uh, voiceovers, whatever you could think of, right? And this show died after 98 episodes. The last one was 2 months ago. I didn't even realize that. And the last guest, I did watch that one, the George Takei one. So they moved on to something else. This would have to show up in my YouTube feed. This is the Decon Chamber. When I think of Decon, I think of Muhammad Ali promoting Decon, get like Black Flag or Raid roach spray, right? Most of you are too young to remember that, I think, but I kind of do. I don't remember the exact commercials, but I do remember Muhammad Ali, and it is a sort of a Star Trek less show. Even though there was Star Trek memorabilia in one of the, like, I think the Terry Farrell. When you saw the William Shatner one, it's just very much William Shatner as William Shatner. Now, that may turn off some people because it's like, well, you're all Star Trek actors, talk about Star Trek. Well, it's what they want to do. Now, I think everybody, when you're on YouTube, you should be able to create what you want to create and do what you want to do. I think what sucked here was that the two actors bowed out, but never said a word. Like this was like they just like disappeared. Uh, I don't know if they made a formal goodbye in the last video, but they may have done it on Twitter or XCOM. They may have said their goodbyes then and said, we're not doing this anymore. We're just going to move on. But when people stick to YouTube, now, most people don't even say this is my final video. And when they do say it's their final video, in the case of Review Tech USA, we know it's utter bullshit. So we don't know what to think. We don't know what to think of all that. We're a little confused. So this is a show that does not have the crew, no Erica De La Rosa, nobody else from Shuttlepod Show. I don't know what those guys are doing now, but they're not doing Shuttlepod. The problem I had with Shuttlepod was that it started out with Enterprise actors, and then they had other actors from other shows. Then they just went all over the road, and I don't know. It wasn't as focused. There was not a focus for that show. Talkville is focused. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum is focused. Tuned In was focused. The show that Tara Strong had was not as focused. You can tell when these people flake off, they don't give a shit. Okay. I think Michael Rosenbaum is, he has his own personal politics, but I think he leans a little to the right every day that passes. I think while he's not like Republican or anything like that, he kind of understands the YouTube creators. It's not just right versus left. It's the TV actors and the big shows on TV and movies versus the YouTube creators who make it a point almost every day to put up content. Almost. There are some people I have not seen anymore, and I wish them luck. Toy Huntress, Dreamcast 84, Dice Odyssey. There are people I just haven't seen. Kali UK, sometimes. I think Kali UK might come back someday. I hope he does. I wrote him a letter for the summer. I hope he's doing well. Brie Larson being one of the most notorious ones. Brie Larson, she had her show, but she quit after like I think her last update was a year. But here are some shorts from 6 months ago. She doesn't really do much. 3 years ago, that was her first video. This was a year ago. The end of an era. Yeah. That's why you can't count on actors to have a YouTube channel like The Quartering or Geeks and Gamers or Angry Joe Show or Vine Sauce or um, just people you count on. Moist Critical, okay? Asmund Gold, 8-Bit Eric. I mean, there are people that just come on, you see them all the time. Those people that are trending, the people that are trending, okay? Let's see if we can find them. It takes us a little while here because we explore. We explore what's trending, right? The people that are trending are the people that probably update and post all the time. I myself post all the time. So it's not the same as a Hollywood actor. But Shuttlepod Show failed, and I believe Decon Chamber will fail as well. That's my prediction: is Decon Chamber will not do so well. You know, when we don't pay attention to something, when something is in the hype era of things, we rarely ever pay attention to the updates to that hyped thing, and we find out that things were not as they seemed. For example, like when Michigan was up in arms about Rudy Giuliani questioning the votes back in 2020, they were all too happy to cooperate with putting Trump on the ballot. Okay, and nobody paid attention to that, but I do pay attention to these things. And when that happens, but then we pay attention to celebrities and what happened to this person, what happened to that person. You know, Brie Larson was important when she was shitting on men and the Captain Marvel movie, and even with Marvels. And now it's like her YouTube channel's dead. Other people's channels are dead. It's just the way it is. All right. So I guess for me, I stick to Talkville. Inside of You, I would only look at if I feel, but it's somewhere between you'll enjoy it and sort of Hollywood corporate drivel of, hey, look at these stars coming on the show, you know. It's like maybe you'll watch it, maybe you won't. It doesn't matter. So Talkville is good. Tuned In with Jim Cummings, who did the voice of Darkwing Duck. It's Darkwing Duck. I can't do the voice. He can do the voice. Yeah, that gravelly voice. Has it. And now we are coming upon the last minute. We are coming upon minute 13. Minute 13, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. So here we are. We're in the last minute. I don't have much to say, but let's go ahead and I'll tell you a couple of things. I remember this April Fool's Nintendo Direct from IGN. How they made some funny predictions. Yeah, no, yes, no, no, yes, but on online Nintendo Online. So this is from 7 years ago. So here's my prediction, everyone. I predict that we'll finally fucking get Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link remastered, remixed. There it is. That's what I think's gonna happen. Here's some nostalgia. Do you remember this? Haha, there's Widget, the World Watcher.